Good morning, everybody, and we're back to day 2 of our Brave New World. And I got another short tutorial for you today as we attempt to make working from home the new normal for now. So, we're going to do graphing today. Specifically, we're going to be talking about a pie graph that we're going to need to do for living environment today. This was a lab that we were trying to prep to actually make our own onion root tip slides, although we were using garlic. But we won't be able to do that. However, we can still do the lab activity and put minutes on our lab log for doing so. So we'll see a couple of things that I've done in all of our assignments in this short video as well, just to make things easier. So you'll see that some of these cells are highlighted yellow. Those are something to pay attention to, meaning you should either read what's in there or that there's questions that you have to answer. If there's questions that you have to answer or work that has to be done, it's in a blue shaded cell. If there's critical information that I don't want you to forget, it is in a red highlighter or red shaded cell, not like dark red, but just something that stands out. I blacked this out because none of this is relevant for this lab. And here we're moving on to the procedure. Here I've highlighted this in yellow for you to pay attention to, and highlighted this in yellow for when it comes time to do that part as well. So when we scroll down quickly, here's our data table again, all blue shaded cells, information that you need, and our analysis questions and our conclusion. Okay, there's a rubric on Google Classroom explaining how we'll be grading these. So this lab, the details of the lab aren't super important, but here's some examples of cells in different phases of mitosis. And here is the bigger picture that you're going to be using to collect your data. Now, this can be difficult to see on your device. If you're using the computer, though, you can use this zoom function to get a better look at it. Okay, and allow you to count a little more easily. All right, didn't want to do that. Undo. All right, so we're going to go back to our main thing here. Actually, redo. And so there's our picture. So yeah, you can zoom in on this and fill out your data here. So how to make the graph, though? This is the tricky part. You guys have filled out data tables before, and doing it digitally might take a tiny bit of practice, but it's not very difficult. This, however, is something we haven't done before. So when you get to this part, you can click on the... Those are just reminders for other things to do today. You can click on the graph, and up here you'll see a little link. And here you can click this and open the source. Now I've already opened the source, you can see it here, but I just want to show you what happens when I open the source. It'll pop you into this file. Okay. And there it is. And if I scroll off to the side, I don't know why it wants to do that, but if I scroll off to the side, here is the data for the graph. And if I change this data, okay, I suppose I can close this now. But if I change this data, this graph changes, and when I go back, I'll have the option to update this graph. So let's say that I'm going to make up some numbers, and it wants the cells counted, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, time and phase. Okay, so let's say that I've done these first two things. I've counted the cells, and then I've used the calculations section to calculate the time in each stage. And I'll just put some numbers in here. Blah, blah, blah. These are completely incorrect. Don't copy these. And then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to copy that information. And I'm going to paste. No, that didn't quite work. It still didn't quite work. All right. Don't worry about copy and pasting. You can just copy them over. So 546. 546. Okay, so if I don't change anything else, look at how much the graph immediately changes because 546 is way bigger than all the ones I put in to start this. So then we've got 56, okay, 65, 243, and finally 76. Okay, so the graph makes itself. Here, you can, if I click up here, I can edit the chart and do all kinds of stuff here. Okay, publish, copy, do all kinds of cool stuff. But if I want to edit the chart options will come up. Okay, so the type is a pie. I can customize it. And this part's important here too, where it's right here. You want to make sure that your title is correct. It's the percentage of time and phase, right? Time in minutes for each stage. But the graph is a percentage, right? A percentage. We're converting it to a percentage, right? So the percent of time and phase. And then we don't have axis titles because this is a pie graph. Okay, but the legend, okay, is for a pie graph is just to label each of these things. Now we could do something like this or that, right? But we really just want each section labeled. That's fine. All right. We'll do other types of graphs this year as well using this system. And once we've done that, we can come back here and we can click on this, and we're still linked. So we need to update. And now our updated graph shows the data that we entered. Okay. So what I need to do, since this is the master copy, I need to delete all this before I post it as an assignment today. Okay, there we go. All better. And then I need to go here and change these all back to 1. Okay, and update. All right. So when you do this, you'll have your own copy of each of these, so you should be able to make your own graph. If the graphing thing acts funny, if something doesn't work right, don't worry. I'll be very patient with the grading and the process. The graph, it would be awesome if you guys could get graphs. It's part of the rubric, but if the graphing function isn't quite working out, just talk to me in the Google Classroom stream and we'll get something figured out. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching the video, and just make sure to remember to click that linked chart. Open this. Sometimes it'll slide this off to the side. Just got to slide back, find your data, okay, and transfer it from data table 16.1 to the Google Sheets that it links to. All right. Okay. Good luck today.